Good afternoon, everyone. Aaron Krohn here, coming to you from Naya Resort and Spa. Welcome to the Belize International Yoga Festival. I'm very privileged to be here with you today and to share a little bit of what I know. Today's class is just a little mixture of physical practice transitioning to a seated practice. During physical practice, just a couple things to keep in mind. Try to keep your breath flowing in and out through the nostrils. If you're familiar with Ujjayi Pranayama, go ahead and use that. If that sounds like complete gibberish, just breathe through your nose and relax. If at any point you feel that the breath is becoming too fast, take a break, slow down, come back to your breath, and then resume practice. If anything during the physical practice does not feel good or is painful, either modify or leave that posture out. When we come to the seated practice, I recommend sitting on a cushion, or if sitting on the floor at all is uncomfortable, you can sit in a chair. Thanks for joining again. Let's get started. So go ahead and come to the top of your mat, and let's begin in a squat. So your feet might be pointing out to either side of you, maybe about 45 degrees. Everybody's squat is a little bit different. Begin to come down. And you don't have to come all the way down. If your heels lift off the floor, that's fine as well. So gently coming down into your squat. If your heels are on the floor, bring the hands to prayer. Lift the chest a little taller and just stay there. You can rock side to side if you like. If it's uncomfortable to be here, you can go ahead and come out anytime you want. Connect to your breath. Very slowly, press your heels down into the floor. Using the power of your legs, come back up to standing. From here, come down on both knees. We'll begin to mobilize the spine with one of my favorite daily practices, cat-cow. The wrist, elbows, and shoulders are in one line, and the knees are directly under the hips. Both arms are straight. Beginning at the lower back, begin to arch the low back. Lifting the chest, look up. And then, as you exhale, begin to tuck the tail, rounding the low back, lifting the mid back, chin to chest. Inhale, arching the lower back, mid back, lift the collarbones, look up, and reversing, tucking the tail as you exhale, rounding, rounding, rounding. One more time. As you inhale, begin to arch the low back, mid back, upper back, lift the chest, look up, and exhale, rounding lower back, mid back, chin to chest. And go ahead and relax for a moment. From here, take the right leg out to the side and allow the right hand to rest on the right knee. The left knee is more or less under the left hip. This is Gait Posture. The right leg is straight. Lift the left arm up straight and looking up at the left hand if possible. As you inhale, reach the left hand toward the sky. As you exhale, maybe lean over a little bit toward the right. Pelvis is forward and you're looking for a nice stretch in the left side of the body. Find your breath. Trying to move energy around the body. Relax that side. Come on to the right knee, just changing sides. And taking the left foot out to the side. Left foot is straight, making a knife edge with that left foot. Allow the left hand to rest on the left knee. Raise your right arm toward the ceiling. Inhale, reach a little higher. Exhale, leaning over to the left. Looking up at the right hand if possible. Looking for that nice stretch all the way from the right hip to the right shoulder, to the right elbow, all the way to the right hand. Feeling that expansion in the right side of the ribs. One more good breath here. And release. Go ahead and make your way to standing as we prepare for our sun salutations. So standing at the top of the mat, feet together, big toe bones touching, legs strong. Chin is more or less parallel to the floor. You can go ahead and loop the shoulders so that the shoulders are in line with the hips. You're not too stiff here, you're firmly relaxed. Inhale, sweep both arms together, look up at the hands. And as you exhale, begin to fold forward. Here, if you need to bend the knees a little bit, that's fine. If you can touch the ground, that's great. You can put your hands down, that's fine as well. Inhale, place the hands on the shins. Lift the spine, lift the head, look up. And then exhale, bend the knees and place both hands down on the mat and step the feet back into your high plank. Option 1 here, as you exhale, is to come down to the knees and then lower all the way down. Inhale, lift the chest, coming into your upward facing dog, dragging the hips toward the hands. Exhale, rolling over the toes, downward facing dog. Here, the feet should be about hips width apart and the center lines of the feet are parallel. If the heels are far from the floor, don't worry. If the backs of your legs feel very tight, you can bicycle the legs here a little bit, bending one knee while you straighten the other leg. If your legs feel alright, you can shift more of your weight toward the leg side of your body by sending your hips higher into the air and pushing firmly into the hands. Breath is full and deep. One more full breath here. And after you exhale, bend the knees and from your step or jump to the front. Inhale, come up halfway, hands on the shins, long spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up, sweep the arms together, look up at the hands, and exhale, arms to your sides. And again, inhale, arms up, exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway, and exhale, take the feet back, high plank. This time, if you want to advance from going down to the knees, you can try lowering down to low push-up or Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, lift the chest, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths here. 1, drawing the heels a little bit closer to the ground if you can. 2, if possible, keeping the arms and the legs straight. 3, fingers spread wide, pushing into the arms, sending the hips further up and back toward the feet. 4 breaths. 1 more full deep breath here. 5. And here you have that option to step or jump to the front. Inhale, come up halfway, hands on the shins, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep the arms together. Once again, look up at the hands. And exhale, arms to your sides. Sun Salutation B. This time, go ahead and press your ankles together and also touch the big toe bones together as well. Inhale, bend the knees and bring the knees together. Raise the arms above the head. At first, you might have the arms shoulder width apart, like this. Other options here, you can partially lace the fingers together in Kali Mudra. That's all the fingers laced together except for the index and thumbs, or palms together, trying to keep the arms straight. From here, whatever version you're doing, as you exhale, begin to fold forward and straighten the legs. Inhale, come up halfway, and exhale, take the feet back, high plank, lowering down either to the knees or low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, chest lifted, drawing the hips toward the hands. Exhale, downward facing dog. With an inhale, step the right leg forward into Warrior One. Virabhadrasana. The right knee is centered over the right ankle and the left foot is turned in 45 degrees. You can place your hands on the hips, square the hips to the front as much as they'll go, while at the same time pressing the outside edge of that left foot firmly into the mat. Square your shoulders to the front and add the arms. Just as with the previous posture with chair, the arms can be shoulder width apart, they can be partially interlaced, or palms together. And here you can either look up at your hands or look out in front of you. Keep the breath full. With your next exhale, opening into Warrior Two, broad across the shoulders, and here you might extend the stance a little bit. Glance over your left shoulder to make sure your left hand is the same height as your left shoulder. Check your right knee to make sure your right knee isn't turning in. You want that knee to point straight ahead in line with your arm. Your gaze should be out over the fingers of the right hand. And as always, be aware of what's happening with your breath. One more full deep breath here. Exhale, windmill the arms down. One hand on either side of the right foot. Come onto the ball of the left foot and sail that right leg back. High plank, lowering down, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Then inhale, step the left foot forward, Warrior One. Left side. Again, left knee directly over the left ankle. The right foot turned in 45 degrees. Go ahead and square your hips to the front and add your arms. The outside edge of the right foot is pressed firmly into the ground. That right leg is straight and strong. Keep working with the breath. Your next exhale, opening into Warrior Two, broad across the shoulders. Again, you have that option to extend the stance. Keeping the left knee over the left ankle. Don't let it turn in. Glancing back over the right hand to make sure it's the same height as the right shoulder. Right leg is straight and strong. And exhale. Windmill the arms down to either side of the left foot. Step the left foot back. High plank. Exhale, lower down, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths here. 1, As the body is warming up now, maybe you can go a little further, sinking the heels a little deeper. 2. Fingers are spread wide. And if possible here, externally rotating the shoulders, the upper arms. Imagine you're trying to show your bicep out toward either side of you. Keep shifting the hips toward the leg side of your body, sending them up and back. And keep that breath flowing freely in and out of the nostrils. One more breath here. After you exhale, with the lungs empty, step or jump to the front. Inhale, come up halfway, hands on the shins, lift the head, lift the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, ankles touch, bend the knees, arms come up. Utkatasana or chair. Hold for one breath. And as you exhale, straighten the legs, arms to your sides. Sun Salutation C. Inhale, sweep the arms together. And when you reach the top, arch back. Doesn't have to be very far. Let's take a couple breaths here. And as you exhale, slowly fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway. And exhale, take the right knee down to the floor. You can place a towel under the knee for comfort if needed. So coming into your low lunge. Here it's okay if the left knee tracks a little farther beyond the ankle. The hips and torso are squared to the front, and the hips are moving down and forward. Then inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, take them to about shoulder width apart. And as you exhale, begin to arch back, simultaneously pressing the right foot gently into the floor for support. And take a few breaths here. Inhale, come up. And exhale, both hands down to either side of the left leg. Bring the left knee down to the floor, hands just out in front of the shoulders. And as you exhale, bend the elbows, keeping them close to the ribs, and lower all the way down to the ground. Shalabhasana, Locust Posture. Take the arms to either side of you, palms facing up, legs are straight, big toes touching if possible. Then inhale, lift the legs, lift the chest, look up, find your breath, actively engaging the muscles of the back. The backs of the hands stay on the floor. If you can do this pain-free, lift a little higher if you can. It's about 3, 4, one more good breath, and 5. Release. Hands come under the shoulders, roll the toes under. Inhale, see if you can lift yourself up into a high plank. And then exhale, lower down, low plank or to the knees. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Then inhale, step the right leg forward and bring the left knee down to the floor in your low lunge. Again, hips are moving down and forward. And again, slightly pressing the top of that left foot now into the mat. Inhale, take the arms above the head. And as you exhale, begin to arch back a little bit. Keep the connection to the breath. Inhale, come up. Exhale, both arms down to either side of you. Place both hands down on either side of the right foot. Curl the toes of the left foot under. And as you inhale, see if you can step the left foot up to meet the right. Inhale, step up. Hands on the shins, come up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up. As you reach the top, arch back. And exhale, release. Good. Moving on now from our sun salutations. Step the left leg back in preparation for Trikonasana or triangle posture. Left foot is turned in less than 45 degrees. Both legs are straight. Here is that with an inhale, begin to reach the right arm out. And as you exhale, tilt over the right leg, keeping the left hip stacked on top of the right. You don't want to turn in this way. Keep that hip pulled back. And you can place the right hand on the shin. Don't worry about how far down the foot you wind up. If you can go lower, that's fine, as long as you don't do it at the expense of this hip. The left hand points at the ceiling and turning the torso toward the ceiling as well. If possible, keeping the legs straight unless it bothers the inner thigh or groin. If you're okay here, both legs are straight, you can reach the right hand further down, maybe binding the big toe of the right foot with the first two fingers of the right hand, or just leaving the hand on top of the foot. Pelvis is pushed forward. You don't want to stick your bottom out behind you, and your gaze is up at the left hand. Exhale, look down at the right foot. Inhale, come all the way up, turn the right foot in and turn the left foot out. Just pivoting to the other side, same thing. Left side, the right foot is turned in slightly, less than 45 degrees. Both legs are straight. You can place a hand on the right hip because this time the right hip will stay stacked on top of the left. You don't want that hip to turn in. Inhale, reach the left hand out, and exhale, tilting over the left leg, maybe landing on the shin. And this time the right hand points up toward the ceiling. Keep rooting down with that right leg. And imagine your right hip and right shoulder want to move away from one another. Keep the breath flowing. Smile. Exhale, look down at the left foot. Inhale, come all the way up. Both feet parallel. And step to the front of the mat. Once again, step the left foot out in preparation for Prasarita Padottanasana. So here, you don't want to go super wide, but the important thing is to have both feet parallel. If you can keep both legs straight without bothering your low back, go ahead and do so. If you need to, if your low back is aggravated by this posture, you can slightly bend the knees. Inhale, lift the chest, look up, and exhale, fold at the waist, and see if you can get the hands down to the mat. Inhale, lift the spine, lengthen, look up, and then exhale, keeping the legs firm, keeping them straight. See if you can work the head down toward the mat. You can walk the hands back through the legs. If it's very easy to get the head down, you can make the stance shorter. If it's hard to get the head down, you can place a block right where your head would land to use as a marker, or you can widen the stance a little bit. Definitely gonna have grass in my head after this. Inhale, look up. Exhale, both hands to the waist. Inhale, come up halfway or all the way, and exhale, relax. Take the grass out of your head. Inhale, arms out to the sides, and exhale, lace the fingers together behind you. So I'm just doing this behind me. Inhale, look up, lengthen, and exhale, fold forward. You If it's hard to have the arms straight here, they can stay bent. Again, you want to leave this class feeling better than when you came in, so don't force yourself into a place that you ought not to be today. Just focus on the breath, be happy where you are. A couple more breaths here, keep the legs firm. Trying to work the hands down toward the ground. Inhale, come all the way up. Release the hand. Inhale, arms out to the sides. And exhale, step or jump to the front. Very good. From here, begin to make our transition to our seated practice, but not the meditation part just yet. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway, and exhale, step or jump the feet back. High plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And from here, come through the sitting. You can either step, jump, teleport. I'll demonstrate stepping here. So go ahead and just place one leg down in front of you. Place the other leg down. And voila. Straighten out the legs in front of you in preparation for Paschimothanasana, forward fold. So here, I'd like you to imagine there's something soft underneath your knees, like a little pillow or towel that you're trying to squeeze down. So you'll activate the quadriceps as you press down there. Your feet are dorsiflex. They're drawn toward you. Imagine you're trying to bring your feet toward your shin. So the legs are active here. They're not just kind of hanging out. So with the legs active, then inhale, lift the chest and lift your whole body out of the pelvis. And as you exhale, begin to fold from the waist. Imagine you're trying to take your whole torso forward, not just trying to round your head down to the knees. There's nothing wrong with that in a different context, but for right now, just keep the chest lifted and see where the hands wind up. Your hands might wind up on your shins. For some people, your hands might be on your knees. That's fine. If you're more flexible and you're blessed enough to be able to catch your toes, go ahead and grab the toes. Inhale, lift the chest, look up, and exhale, folding forward. Here you're really using the breath to work the posture intelligently. Each inhale, you're lifting, arching the back slightly. With each exhale, folding forward and taking the chest and torso forward. The legs are still active. Inhaling, lengthening. Exhaling, folding forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sit up tall. And one more time. If it's possible to reach further, you might grab the outside edges of the feet, or maybe even grab the opposite wrist. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold forward again. The legs are still active. And the same rules apply. Each inhale, you're lengthening. Each exhale, taking the whole torso forward. Imagine there's a flashlight in the middle of your chest. You want that beam of light to point straight ahead, not down at the floor. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward. Last one, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. And then inhale, come up. And exhale, release the posture. Transitioning from this posture, you have the option of a vinyasa, or just turn around and come onto your belly. If you're going for the vinyasa, option one is just to cross the legs. Give yourself a little push so you come onto the knees. Place the hands down in front of you. Straighten the legs out. Come to your high plank and then lower down, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. exhale, downward facing dog. And from here, lower down to the knees and lower down to the belly. Come onto the elbows in preparation for Sphinx Posture. The legs are straight, big toes are touching if possible. The elbows are directly underneath the shoulders and the forearms are parallel. Press the pelvis down, inhale, lift the chest and press your hands, elbows and forearms down into the floor. Now, as you press them down and lift the chest, imagine you're dragging your elbows and forearms toward you. They won't move. This is an isometric movement, but drag them toward you to help create traction as you lift the chest. Keep the breath full. You can even activate the legs by straightening them slightly, but don't overly contract them. As you work here, try to spread the work of the spine through the entire spine. The lower back likes to take on too much. Try to get the mid and upper back involved as well. And exhale. If you wish here, you can place your hands down on the ground and maybe rest your head for a second. Inhale, come up. One more time here. You can either repeat what we've just done on the forearms if that felt good or already was sufficiently challenging. If you wish to go further, as you inhale, press the pelvis down and straighten the arms. Here, you want to make sure not to drop the head down into the shoulders. Lift the head and neck out of the shoulders. And again, trying to spread that stretch across the entire length of the spine. If you're looking for more intensity, you would draw the hands closer to the body. But the pelvis maintains contact with the floor in this particular posture. This is Bhujangasana or Cobra. Keep the breath full and deep. From here, as you slowly release the posture, press back into a nice child's pose for just a moment. Inhale, come up. And from here, press back into downward facing dog. Lift the right leg, bend the right knee, and drive the right knee in between the hands. Pigeon. The right knee should be pointing straight ahead. Left leg is straight, right on the top of the kneecap, so that the back of the knee points straight up at the sky. And very heavy in that left hip. You don't want to roll over to your right, because then you won't get that external rotation in the right hip. So stay heavy in that left hip. And maybe at first, keeping the hands just in front of you with the torso lifted. What you're looking for is a nice stretch on the outside of the right hip and glute. Again, sinking lower and lower in that left hip and keeping the torso squared to the front. If you found that stretch and you want a little bit more, you can begin to fold forward here and maybe come down to the elbows first. And if that's comfortable, you can straighten out the arms in front of you. There's no version of this that's wrong, as long as you feel that nice stretch in the outer right hip. You can experiment, you can walk your hands to the left, you can walk your hands to the right. Just find what works for you here in this pigeon posture. Maintain awareness on the breath. Keep that left hip heavy. Slowly walk your hands in. Come onto the ball of the left foot. Firmly place both hands down on the floor. Lift up. Send that right leg back so that you come to your high plank. Exhale, lower down, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. With an inhale, lift the left leg, bend the left knee, and drive the left knee in between the hands. Again, the left knee is pointing straight ahead, and you're on top of the right kneecap. The right leg is straight, the back of the right knee pointing straight up to the sky. Again, looking for that nice stretch in the outer left hip and glute. Starting position might be here with the torso high, and this time getting heavy in the right hip, sinking that right hip low so that you don't cheat. If you roll over onto this side, you're cheating. If you need to place a block or a pillow under the left hip, that's much better as well. Use props if you need them. There's no reason to not use props if they can help you more safely and efficiently explore the physical body. Look straight ahead. And again, you have those options, same as the other side. Maybe you come down to the forearms, or straightening the arms out all the way. Again, if you wish to walk the arms to either side, exploring movement there, you can. Keep the breath controlled. And keep the breath flowing deeply. From here, walk the hands in, lift the torso up if you had lowered down, come onto the ball of the right foot, press down into the hands, lift up, sending that left leg back, coming into your high plank, lowering down either to the knees or to a low plank. Inhale, lift the chest, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Here you can bicycle the legs out a little bit. And from here, simply come down to the knees and find a comfortable cross-legged seated posture. We're almost about to shift gears here. There's one last thing I'd like to do on the physical side. So sitting cross-legged, take the right hand to the left knee, left hand comes behind you as close to the body as you can. Inhale, lift the spine tall and straight, and exhale, twist, looking over the left shoulder. You can use the right hand to gently pull on the left thigh to help pull yourself deeper, but don't pull too hard. A couple breaths here. Inhale, look to the front. Next exhale, the left hand comes to the right knee, just above the right knee. The right hand goes behind you, close to your lower back. Inhale, lift the spine tall and proud. Exhale, twist, looking over the right shoulder. Again, you have the option of using your left hand to help pull yourself a little deeper. Inhale, look to the front. And exhale, relax for a moment. From here, if you wish, you can pause the video and take a very short Shavasana. But just to keep the energy flowing, I'm going to move right into our seated practice. Here, comfort is king. I highly recommend, if you have a meditation cushion or a towel or a blanket to sit on, whatever it takes to become very comfortable. If you need to sit in a chair, that's fine as well. So find your comfortable seat. You can be sitting cross-legged like this. It could be something like Siddhasana, half lotus, or maybe even full lotus. But as long as you can hold it for 20 to 30 minutes comfortably. Go ahead and find your seat now. Good. Once you've found your comfortable seat, go ahead and place the hands on the knees. And with the power of your legs, maybe press down the legs a little bit, lifting the spine a little bit taller. As my teacher likes to say, I'm going to give you the beautiful challenge of keeping the body still. I mean, if you have an itch on your face or something, you can scratch, but try to avoid moving once we start getting into stillness. Before we go there though, we have a little bit of breath work to do. So I'd like to begin with Nadi Shodana, or alternate nostril breathing. So there's different ways to do this, but for the sake of simplicity, I'll show you the way that I most commonly employ myself. So take the first two fingers of your right hand, index and middle finger, and you place them on your eyebrow center. You'll use your thumb to close the right nostril, and alternately, your ring finger to close your left nostril. Go ahead and close the right nostril with your thumb and inhale through the left nostril. Close the left nostril with your ring finger and exhale through the right nostril. Inhale through the right nostril. Close the right with the thumb and exhale through the left nostril. That's one round. Inhale through the left nostril, close the left with the ring finger, and exhale through the right nostril. Inhale through the right nostril, close the right with the thumb, and exhale through the left. That's two rounds. Inhale left, close the left nostril, and exhale through the right. Inhale through the right nostril, close the right, and exhale through the left. Inhale through the left, exhale through the right nostril, inhale right, close the right, and exhale left. Inhale left, exhale right, inhale right, and exhale left. Inhale left, exhale right, inhale right, exhale left. Inhale left, exhale right, inhale right, and exhale left. Release the right hand, return your breathing to normal. Good. The next technique I'd like to share with you is called Prana Shuddhi. As you breathe, I'd like you to imagine two beams of white light coming up through both nostrils and meeting at the eyebrow center. As you exhale, feel the air coming out of your nostrils along with those two beams of white light, that used prana coming out. The description my teacher likes to use is use your psychic paintbrush to imagine that brilliant white light coming in with the inhale, meeting at the eyebrow center, and then as you exhale, see the light coming out and going out into the universe. Go ahead and create this visualization with the power of your mind. Inhale, 2 beams of white light coming up to the eyebrow center. Exhale, 2 beams exiting. Inhale, 2 beams coming up to the eyebrow center, the Agnya Kshetra. Exhale, 2 beams of white light coming out. Inhale, draw that prana up to the eyebrow center. Exhale, see that white light coming out. Inhale, drawing that light up, and exhale, watching it come out. Now, what I'd like to do to wrap up our pranayama segment is to combine the 2 previous techniques. So here, every 5 breaths you will do prana shuddhi, drawing the air up to the eyebrow center, but in between that, we'll do the alternate nostril breathing. The only difference here is that now the alternate nostril breathing will be done strictly with the power of the mind. So you don't need to have the hands here, just follow the instructions of my voice and use the power of your beautiful mind. Softly close the eyes. Inhale, draw 2 beams of white light up to the eyebrow center, and exhale, 2 beams of white light coming out. Inhale through the left nostril, drawing that beam of white light up to the eyebrow center. Exhale that energy out through the right nostril. Inhale, drawing prana out through the right nostril to the eyebrow center. Exhale, sending it out through the left nostril. Inhale, drawing air through the left nostril up to the eyebrow center. Exhale, sending used prana out through the right nostril. Inhale, drawing air and light up through the right nostril. Exhale, sending it out through the left. Inhale, drawing it up through the left. Exhale, sending it out through the right. Inhale through the right nostril. Exhale through the left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. And exhale left. Prana shuddhi, inhaling through both nostrils, drawing 2 beams of white light through both nostrils up to the eyebrow center, and then exhaling, seeing both beams of white light come out on either side. And again, inhale, left nostril, exhale, right, inhale, right, and exhale, left. Inhale, left, exhale, right, inhale, right, and exhale, left. Inhale that beautiful white light up to the eyebrow center through the left nostril. Exhaling through the right. Drawing that light through the right nostril up to the eyebrow center. And exhaling it out through the left nostril. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. And exhale left. Prana shuddhi, inhaling through both nostrils, drawing that air and light up to the eyebrow center, and exhale, seeing it flow out through the nostrils and back out to the universe. Return the breath to normal. Here, if you need to make any adjustment to your seat, you can either change the crossing of your legs or find any other posture that's comfortable for you. Maybe just straighten them out, stretch them, and then come back to a cross-legged seated posture. So, with the physical work, the body needs movement and the mind needs stillness. But it's very difficult for the mind to find stillness if the body is moving. So this next practice that I'd like to end off with here is very simple but very important. This is Kaya Stairam, or stillness of the body. So So here, the object is to make the body like a statue. Find your comfortable seat. The power of your legs, press the legs down into the floor, lift the spine tall. The hands rest on the knees with the thumb and first finger touching. Chin is more or less parallel to the floor. And again, that beautiful challenge of simply remaining still. As I bring your attention to different parts of the body, I want you to imagine that part of the body becoming completely immobilized, completely still. Very good. Softly close the eyes. And take your awareness now to the right foot. The right foot from the toes to the heel. The right foot is still. Bring your awareness to the left foot, toes to the heel. The left foot is not moving. Carry your consciousness to the right leg, from the ankle up through the shin, to the right knee, the right upper leg, the right hip. The entire right leg is brought into stillness. Take your attention to the left leg, from the left ankle up through the left shin, left knee, the upper left leg, and the left hip. The entire left leg is brought into stillness. Take your awareness to the pelvis and pelvic floor and feel that area as well, becoming heavy and still. The pelvis and pelvic floor are not moving. From here, take your awareness to both hips and carry your awareness up the back, up the spine, all the way up to the shoulders. The entire back of the body is no longer moving. From here, take your awareness to the right hand, fingers to the wrist. The right hand is still. Take your attention to the left hand. Again, fingers to the wrist. The left hand is immobilized. Carry your consciousness to the right arm, from the right wrist to the right forearm, to the right elbow, to the right upper arm, the right shoulder, and the right shoulder blade. The right arm is brought into stillness. Take your attention to the left arm, from the left wrist to the left forearm, left elbow, left upper arm, left shoulder, and the left shoulder blade. The left arm is no longer moving. Carry your consciousness up to your collarbones and neck and bring them into stillness as well. Now bringing stillness to your chin, your lips, the jawline, the cheeks, the nose, the eyes, the ears, the eyebrows, the forehead, and the entire top and back of the head. And now imagine your whole body, your entire body brought into stillness. Your breathing is light and your body is like a statue. And now the body is prepared for more subtle practice. At this point, I would simply like you to bring your awareness to the breath softly moving in and out of your nostrils. Don't try to change or manipulate the breath. Simply observe. As you watch that air moving in and out of the nostrils, see if you can notice a temperature difference between the air that you draw in and the air that you exhale. notice that the air that you inhale is slightly cooler than the air that comes out of your body. As you sit here in stillness, keep the mind gently focused on that beautiful breath that animates your body, your constant companion, the breath that never leaves us. On average, a grown human will take about 21,600 breaths in a day. Just keep your awareness focused on the next few. The mind starts to wander, gently bring it back to the air at the base of the nostril. Sit here in silence and begin to become aware of the sounds around you. Perhaps first noticing the loudest and most obvious one, and sensitizing your mind to notice perhaps more quiet and subtle sounds. Become aware of the room in which you're sitting and try to see it as clearly as possible in your mind's eye. Notice any scent or smells in the room, and even notice the taste on your tongue. Become aware of your body again, and maybe even notice that there's a temperature difference between the parts of your body that are making contact with the floor or the chair and the rest of your body. Begin to break the sternum by very gently moving your fingers or even moving the muscles of your face. And when you're ready, gently blink the eyes open, very slowly. Go ahead and bring the hands to Anjali Mudra, to prayer. And let's chant the Om once together. Take a deep inhale. Hari Om Tat Sat. Thank you for spending your precious time and breath with me. From here, go ahead and uncross the legs. And if you wish, you can take a second Shavasana here. Have a wonderful evening or day, and see you soon. Bye.